Yeah. Yeah. You raise great points, Tio and Laval. How much do you think like the world has changed a lot in the last few years as well? It's not
Yeah.
just college basketball, but like we went through a pandemic, and in a way, I think you could say that's shifted a lot of people, prominent people in sports and beyond's view on what's important in life and how to approach certain things. It certainly feels like Cal sort of has taken a different approach, not just to basketball, but to life in the last few years. And I don't know where that leads him. I don't know where that leaves this team for sure. I mean, there's still talent on this team. We can't forget, like, Oscar Tshiebwe is not going away. So, like, would it shock me if something flips and this team, makes a charge and gets back in the race in the SEC? No, not at all. But in the bigger picture, with all of the smoke, it's like when there's smoke, there's fire, right? With how much tension there is, when there's fans showing up to Rupp Arena right now with a sign that says, please just go to Texas after all this man has been through with this fan base and this program, it just seems like this is not going to end well. Is that fair to say? Like,
It's
I
not
mean,
healthy.
we
It's
don't
not
know what's going
healthy.
to
Like
happen, right? But like, this doesn't feel like it's going the right direction for anybody here.
no, and along with what Laval said, like alignment with your university, alignment with your AD, alignment with the other coaches, like that's important. And whenever those things are splintered, like you're going to have problems, and then you don't feel like anybody has your back. So that's when articles like this come out, right? So like you have to all get on the same page. And I'll be honest, guys, like I put a lot of this on the AD. Like after hearing some of these scathing, like him going behind Calipari's back and then having the press conference with the football coach, and after Cal wanted to clarify some things, like that's interesting. That's interesting, and that shouldn't happen. There should be complete transparency, in my mind, at least.
Yeah, 100%.
It's I do think you're right on in terms of life. Like when you see DeMar Hamlin, like it puts, everything in perspective in terms of, hey, the game's not that important, right?
Right.
And when you go through COVID, and I don't know if it affected a Jay Wright decision or not, but you do have T.O.'s got kids, like you realize what's really important in life, and obviously we're all competitors and you want to be at the top, be at the highest level and compete at the highest level. And I know Kentucky, I know everybody's fan base gets really passionate. But there is a perspective, and I don't know how much that's weighing into things over there. I just, in general, I think everybody rethought, and placed things in different lines during, post COVID and pandemic, and we're still. It's not like it's over. It's there's still people getting coronavirus. It's not as drastic and as fatal as it once was, but. So yeah, did it impact things? I don't know. I do think Kentucky's a different. Tubby Smith went to the tournament every year, won a national championship year one, went to the tournament every year, and it wasn't good enough. So sometimes that plays a role too, just where you are and the expectations of where you are, and it gets a little out of whack sometimes.
Yeah,
Right.
those wheels are rickety. You lose to South Carolina, that you got issues at home. Like there's issues there. But hey, look at South Carolina's guys. Like they had NBA talent on that like legitimate lottery pick in GG Jackson. Like Kason
Michi
Wallace
Johnson shot the ball. I mean, he played his tail off.
I mean, that's right. Like, but like if you look at the talent level, like he's got a bunch of really good college players. You got to coach up really good college players. Some of these pros that he's had in the past, let those dudes go. Get out of their way. Like I'm not sure he has that with this group of guys.
Right. And I
do think this, Greg, accountability, the way kids accept it, because there's so much noise. There's never been as much noise as like all this stuff that we're talking about. The kids are reading it, and so to not be distracted is very, very difficult. To come into a practice with solid focus on practice, like whatever your workout guy said, your auntie said, your cousin said, whatever Twitter was saying, and TikTok was playing, and and I've never seen like kids just taking a leave of absence from a program with anxiety. It's like
it happens a lot.
Pat McCaffrey now, and you got, Tyrell Terry we recruited Terry Butler, didn't get him. Like, he just retired. He's like 22 or something from the NBA. He's in the NBA like 3 years, and it's just
Sky Clark just left for Illinois.
Sky Clark at Illinois. So I do think, all of the noise is a lot louder than it was, and it affects everybody. As much as you try to block it out, it's difficult.
Yeah, and I think you sign up for some of that to an extent when you commit to play basketball at University of Kentucky. At the same time, it's getting real toxic these days. And Laval, you kind of alluded to it. I mean, there's one thing we know will shut everybody up. That's winning basketball games. And we know this Kentucky team can do that. We've seen John Calipari do it his entire career there. And there's, 2 months left in this season, gentlemen. Long way to go before the storybook is closed.
A lot of time left. I was on the staff at Michigan. We started the season 1-6 in the Big Ten. First year of Michigan with Coach Beeline, and ended up, turning it around, going 9-9, making the tournament, winning the game, and almost going to the Sweet 16. We were like a floater away. Darius Morris missed a floater, so there's plenty of time in terms of flipping the script.
Who'd you beat in the first round, Laval?
We beat Tennessee.
No. Is that the first year when I was there? At Clemson? Was that the first or second year you guys were at Michigan?
We came to Clemson. Let's see. Yeah, you guys beat us. We lost at Clemson, Big Ten ACC challenge.
No. We lost in a tournament to Michigan.
I think that was before
that was before me.
Aha, okay. Now that makes more sense.
We beat Tennessee. It was Bruce Pearl's last game at Tennessee.
Yeah.
And then we lost to Duke, Kyrie Irving, the Duke team. We had a chance to tie it.